I apologize to those of you that were expecting a video about a talking robot. The Chatbot F14 is not just a knife, it's one of the easiest knives I have ever disassembled, and I will show you. Let's get into it. Hey, how you doing? My name is Jay. Welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time here, consider clicking on subscribe if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. This is the Steel Will Chatbot F14, and if you're wondering what is with that name, you are not alone, because I don't know why in the heck Steel Will named a knife Chatbot. But according to Wikipedia, now Chatbot is it's a computer program that it's designed to simulate conversation with a human being. It's commonly used in like customer service applications. Now you should be looking at the specs right about now. These are measurements I had taken myself, but I'll also list them down in the description below just in case if any of you want to follow along throughout this review. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons just so you can get an idea of the true size of the knife we're working with today. And we're going to start out with a Spyderco and the PM2. And how's about one more Spyderco, the Para 3. Next up from Benchmade, the 940. Now the Chatbot kind of actually reminds me of this knife, of course being the bug out. And lastly, my all-time favorite Ganzo Firebird knife, the FH41. So I just want to tell you straight away, I really do like this Chatbot. And I want to start things out with showing you my favorite feature of this knife, and that being the disassembly. So those of you, maybe grab a watch with a second hand or something, and you can time me to see how long that this takes for me to disassemble it. Ready, set, go. Bam. Now that I have this disassembled, we might as well just go ahead and take a close-up look at the insides. But first, did you see? To disassemble this, you do not have to remove the pocket clip. I don't know about you, but I always appreciate the heck out of that. And it is ball bearing pivot, and Steel Will chose to use these stainless steel inserts, and they do appear on both scales, just to give those bearings, you know, a flatter surface to ride on. Now there's no liners. Yeah, that's just going to be the G10 with this one strip of metal that makes up the nested liner lock. Now it does have it has one this red spacer, and then there's these two pins, so you can attach a lanyard. For those of you lanyard guys out there, you have a couple options since there isn't an actual lanyard hole. I'm going to go ahead and get this put back together, and then we are going to take a look at the rest of the knife and the action. I really like this good looking drop point with a nice wide profile, and the 3mm thick blade works very well for slicing, and it helps to just kind of slim down the whole overall package. It is a very nice satin finish, and I like the fact that it's not polished to like one of those like a mirrored finish. Now the sharpening choil and the plunge grind, if you can see, very well done. The deployment action here with the flipper tab is absolutely excellent. I mean, it opens every single time reliably, and I have a very difficult time in failing the deployment. I'm going to try and do it. Okay, I was able to do it there, but trust me guys, it's not easy to do. So it has a nice strong detent, and you can see, turn it upside down, I'm unable to shake that blade loose. And now the closing action is also, look at that, very good. I mean, it's not like, you know, drop shut like a guillotine or anything, but with just a little bit of shake and bake, I can get that blade to drop closed. And also, so those of you wondering, you can do that thumbnail closure here with the Chatbot also. And once open, now that blade, what do you guys think? That's locking up probably about 50, yeah, I'd say 50%, and centering is just about perfect. And I did not have to fiddle with the centering when I put this back together. It just centers up every time. Very easy. No blade play whatsoever. No lock rock in any direction. Very nice. As you can see now, I can fit, I wear a medium-sized glove, and I can fit all of my fingers on this 4.33 inch G10 handle. And something else I also checked. No liners, but there's also, look at that, there's no flex in those scales either. And the traction on this G10 is very good, and there's going to be about 3 areas of jimping. So on the, right there on the flipper tab, and then again some really nice jimping on the spine of the handle right there at the pivot. And then the last place is going to be on that very easy to access liner lock. You can see it does stick out past the clip side just a little bit, so access to it is pretty darn easy. With a handle thickness of only, get this, 0.44 inches. Now this rides really nice in the pocket, and then it does has, as you can see, deep carry clip, which is going to be tip up only, but it's for righties. Hey, look at that! They did give us some lefty love. Thank you, Steel Will. I know we already covered some of this when I opened up the knife, but I just want to show you from this angle. It is, of course, open construction with just those pins and that little bit of that touch of red on the spacer that I really do like. No liners, so nothing skeletonized. Let's see how that affects our weight. Wow, look at that. 2.9 ounces? That is going to be roughly, holy cow, the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 AA batteries. And now let's check up against the Spyderco Para 3. Now I mentioned the Chatbot features a 3mm thick blade, but let's see how that slices on a little bit of cardboard. Oof. Holy cow. Well, I will let that speak for itself. That's really good slicer. Okay, Jay, well, you've been talking about how fantastic this knife is. Now, there has to be some stuff you don't like about it, and, well, yes, of course there is. I mean, there is with just about every knife. Before I tell you those, I have a question for you, and really, all I would like to know, if you could answer down in the comment section below, do you appreciate knives that are like super simple to disassemble? And if you do, what's the easiest knife for you to take apart? Again, comment section, let me know down below. So what's bad about the Chatbot? Well, I want to start out with the scales, and hopefully you can see this. All of these little sections that are milled out, all that is doing, and you can see it's happening already. It's just gonna collect crap in them, and you can see, yeah, look at that. I mean, that's, I know it's gross, but that's some skin off of my hand. Next thing I don't like is the flipper tab, and you'll notice it has some sharp edges actually all around the flipper tab. No, it's not going to cut you, but it's a little bit on the sharp side. And not to mention the size of it. It is just, I think it's huge. I really wish, especially because of how strong this detent is and how quickly and easily it is to deploy the knife, I honestly feel like they could have made this flipper tab just a little bit smaller, and that should not have an effect on the deployment. And my last dislike is going to be the steel. This is going to be D2, and not that I have a problem with D2 overall. It's a fine steel. I mean, we know there's lots of budget knives that are using it, but for $70, I really think that they could have done a little bit better than D2. 70 bucks. That's just a bit much for me. And in case you're wondering, yes, this does come in other colors. You can get it with, they have a green G10 version and then another with a black wash blade, which actually looks really nice up against the green G10 scales. And I picked up mine from White Mountain Knives, so I will be sure to go ahead and include a link to them. They are currently, all of the different versions are currently in stock, and make sure, now don't forget, very important, use my coupon code, which is going to be 2 words, lowercase, Lefty Love, and that will give you 10% off of your entire order. So let me know what you think about this knife, and if you enjoyed the video and you got any value from it, hey, would you maybe just leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to click on subscribe. Hey, thanks for watching, and I will see you at the next video. Take care.